in Philadelphia 1776, and I was the youngest of 6 children of William John and Rebecca Flower. My father died when I was 2 years old. To support her family, my mother opened a flag shop in Philadelphia, beginning in 1875. He made the gray Union flag, also called Continental Colors, for Continental Army. The Union flag preceded the Betsy Ross flag and is considered the first American flag. Then I moved with my family to Baltimore, Maryland, where they taught me the craftsmanship of making flags from very young age. On October 2, 1795, at the age of 19, I married with John Pickersgill, a merchant, and moved to Philadelphia with my husband. Of the 4 children that I have, only one survived. Childhood, my daughter named Caroline. My husband worked for the United States Herald in the British Claims Office and died in London on June 14 in 1850, leaving me a widow at the age of 29 in 1807. I moved back to Baltimore with my daughter. I became a successful businesswoman and philanthropist. I grew up in Baltimore and honed my flag-making skills and my feed model. After my husband died, I opened a business in 1807, manufacturing flags for merchant ships that is frequented the part of Baltimore as well as the U.S. and U.S. Navy Army. My business was so successful that I could support my elder mother and my little daughter. I was social activist and fight for safety and financial aid, housing for a disadvantaged woman. Under my leadership, I helped establish a nursing home that still serves today and is named in my honor. My greatest national contribution lies in the fact that I started the 42-foot American flag that flew Baltimore Harbor on the night the British attacked Maryland City during the War of 1812. Major George Armies took over make a flag, so big that the British and quote they have no difficulty saying it from distance. I used over 400 feet of fabric to make the flag. In 1828, the members of the society elected me as their president, a position in which I served until 1851. This organization also helped impoverish families by issuing school vouchers for poor children, funds issued by the government that parents used to pay their children's tuition for attend a public and private school of your choice. From 1898 to 1851, I was president of the Imperial Female Humanist Society, which helped the underprivileged and Baltimore women in able to find housing and employment.
I was a flag maker during the American Revolution. My name appears in the logs of the Commissary General of Making Continental Standards. As early as 1781, what makes me one of the earlier verified makers of flag of the United States. In addition to flags, I was also paid me for making blankets and drum cases between the years of 1780 and 1785. In 1781, I ran an ad in the Pennsylvania packet advertising of all kinds of colors for the Army and Navy. I also see with the standard of the 1st American Regiment under Colonel Russian. I had several family connections to important figures of United States history. 1777, my brother Colonel Benjamin Flower was credited with saving the famous musical icon Liberty Bell from the tower of the old Pennsylvania State House. When British forces captured Philadelphia, my son Dr. Benjamin Young learned his profession from Dr. Benjamin Rush. My daughter Mary Young P. Carskill sewed the flag for Baltimore's Fort McHenry, which is what inspired Francis Scott Key to write the current national anthem, as well as another smaller flag. This was done with my daughter Caroline along with house staff beginning at here in 1793. Row house at East Pratt and Albemarle Streets and finishing on the floor of an Irving Johnson's brewery on Front Street and delivered to Major George Armistead at the fort in 1813, receiving a government-issued receipt for 2 flags, a 30 by 42 foot garrison flag and a smaller storm flag of 17 by 25 feet. Later, I flew at Fort McHenry outside Baltimore's Maryland that inspired Francis Scott Key to open the world to the poem that became the Star-Spangled Banner.